All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Good afternoon and welcome to Live at 12:05 here at the Alloway County Museum. I'm Jennifer England, the director.
I'm Sheila Williams-Morales. I'm the docent here.
And we are here today. Sheila's got something she pulled from the collection that she's going to tell us all about as we relax in the theater with a little bookboard.
While we're presenting is actually a program leaflet from the Smithfield Theatre from 1942. I think this is a fascinating artifact to have just because it's a great snapshot of what's going on locally and globally in 1942. As we all know, the U.S. entered the war in December of 1941 after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. And so this actually lists showtimes for movies in July of 1942. And so around 6 months after the war, we're already seeing how popular entertainment is reflecting this swell of like U.S. patriotism and propaganda. And throughout the leaflet, you'll see ads for war bonds, such as, have you bought your share in America, buy defense bonds? And then it's not just the ads that audiences here in Smithfield would be engaging with, it's also the movies. I'm only going to highlight a few, but the one on the front cover is Joan of Paris. It stars Michelle Morgan and Paul Henry. I wanted to highlight this one because it actually was ready for release in December of 1941, but it was pushed to 1942 to capitalize on U.S. sentiments about the war. And then I wanted to highlight it too because for any movie fans watching, they might recognize Paul Henry since a few months later he would star in the most iconic wartime film, Casablanca, the one part of the Ingrid Bergman Humphrey Bogart love triangle. And then after that, we have The Real Glory, starring Gary Cooper. This is a fascinating movie. It takes place in U.S.-occupied Philippines. It depicts the Moro Rebellion, and it actually came out in 1939. It was reissued in 1942 until August of that year when the Motion Picture Division of the Office of War Information wanted it pulled because of its depiction of the Moro was quite offensive. But it was released here in July, so Smithfield audiences got to watch it before it was pulled from distribution. And if you look at the Smithfield Times, this movie was advertised with the tagline, "See U.S. Marines in Actions in the Philippines." And then last but not least, we have The Heart of the Rio Grande. Westerns were typically popular around this time. They're particularly popular in Smithfield. This one stars Gene Autry. Younger listeners may not know who he is, but you've definitely heard him because he sings Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And in this film, there's a moment where he's convincing his ranch hands to buy war bonds, and presumably this would have convinced audiences in Smithfield to do the same. And that's about it. I think it's a really great artifact to have. I love that it encompasses cinematic, global, local history, and I always love how popular media reflects the ideals and the anxieties of its audiences.
Absolutely. So this was a flyer for the theater right here on Main Street.
Yes, right here on Main Street. I think continued until 1961, correct? Yeah.
And we've met with some folks who have actually worked there and have some good stories about it. And of course, the popcorn that they serve. So how many of these movies have you seen?
Oh gosh, I think I haven't seen any of them. I feel like I should because I love Gary Cooper. My mom loves him. She had a crush on him growing up. She also loves westerns, so she tended to watch a lot of cowboy movies.
That's spectacular. Well, great. Thank you so much for pulling this from the collection. Certainly all of you at home have items and other ephemera in your collection that do reflect on, the time period, the cultural history, the local history. And, maybe you'll be able to be inspired to go catch a movie after hearing all of Sheila's information. So thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to hang out here and finish our popcorn, and we will see you all next time. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.